Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pig City Podcast. Again, this is the baseball division. Your two hosts today, Zachary Ivy.
Daddy Eller.
This is the NL East draft. If you're following along in our draft series, this is the second one we have recorded. But if you found it out of order, that's fine. And I will say this before we even get into this. This might be the worst one. It's very tricky.
Very tricky, very top heavy, and the teams down towards the bottom is just like, who do you even want? You're kind of like forced to. You got to take two of them. I don't want any of them. So
yeah. I don't really have a whole lot else to get into. If you didn't see the timestamp, if you're listening on Spotify or not sure, this is or any other streaming service. These are going to be about 30-ish minutes. We will explain what we're going to do with all these teams in a separate pod that you can find. It'll just say draft rules or recap, something of that sort. But that's way down the line. Right now, we're drafting from the NL East. We both will have a team. It is a snake draft. Every position has to be filled by someone eligible for that position, including a DH and a starting pitcher. But the key is what, Teddy? What's the tricky part?
the key is that in these 10 positions, we can only have a max of 2 from each team. So that's the tricky part.
Yes, and we will update you on these teams and rosters throughout the year. Not your traditional fantasy draft per se, because unless there's an injury or a trade, no roster changes will take place. But you must always have 2 members from each team on your team. So, since you are the Philly fan of this pod, shouts out I'm wearing the jersey today. Maybe my favorite jersey in the MLB. The beautiful powder blue with the maroon. You're on the clock. You got to go first. Again, we decided this draft order way ahead of time. It is predetermined. You have the first pick of this draft, which honestly, going back, I would not have wanted the first pick in this. So I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, I did not like having to plan for the first pick because, it's pulling at my heartstrings. Look, other Philly fans are gonna be upset with me. I do want to kiss Bryce Harper on the lips really badly, but my first pick, I have to. I mean, he's the best player in baseball. Maybe Ohtani over him, but like Ronald Acuna. I have to, man.
Look, if there's no Philly fandom in this, I don't think anyone can really argue with you. To the Phillies fans, I don't know. I guess you guys will have to decide how to deal with him.
You could have halved all of his stats last year, and he still would have been an all-star caliber player. It's absurd.
Look. I'm just saying, I don't know if our Red Sox correspondent would have taken Aaron Judge as his first pick. That's all I'm saying.
I would have taken Von Grissom.
Okay. So, undrafted, by the way, for those of you that did not watch the AL East, that is a spoiler.
R.I.P. I like him, by the way.
So, interestingly enough, I basically knew you were going to take him. I mean, I was thinking there might be a chance he'd fall to me, but I knew it was going to happen. Now, folks, this is where it gets real interesting because I'm going to blow your mind with this next pick.
Okay.
I am taking Luis Arias.
I'm pissed. All right.
Okay.
I wanted him.
He is eligible at DH and second base, so don't pencil him in yet. And now my next pick is where I think you're going to be very curious what the freak I'm doing. But my next pick is one of my favorite players in the MLB. So you already know who it's not because I didn't say my favorite.
Oh.
I think this is one of the most underrated players you could ever see. And honestly, I'm letting you off the hook with the Phillies fans potentially because I'm still going to let you end up getting your guy, who was my guy first for the record. But I'm going to go with Austin Riley at third base.
All right. Okay. Honestly, Arias I'm upset with because I did want him really badly, but I'm glad that you took Austin Riley. That does help me. Well, I absolutely know for sure who my next two are going to be.
Okay. And also,
Um,
I want to say you should thank me for letting you off the hook. And if you
no,
pass
I'm
on the
so
guy,
glad because I'm going to go ahead and snatch him up before any other thoughts can creep in. Bryce Harper. Oh, I want to kiss that man on the lips. Taking my
okay,
boy Bryce. Will be
I
my
do.
first baseman.
I do need to. My background will be changed probably in the future. Honestly, in real time, it'll be changed by the time y'all listen to this. But I'll have a baseball thing back here. Also, I may just put my whiteboard up here and it will say pod since Teddy mentioned wanting to kiss Bryce on the lips. I think 75% you've mentioned it so far. So yeah, you're welcome for letting you get him. Now your second pick.
Second pick. I mean, yeah, I definitely want to do this. Uh, let me make sure I pronounce the name right. Don't want to mess that up. Cabert Ruiz.
Ah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah, the Nats are not a great team this year, and being able to snatch up their best player in a position that is not super deep in this division, it is, but just in general, I mean, I was so worried you were going to take him, especially after you took Arias. I was like, God, he's going to go Cabert next.
I'm
But
gonna be
yeah,
honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not trying to like freak you out or scare you in any way. This has worked completely perfect for me.
okay,
Um,
go ahead.
well, no, I don't have to take those two because all right. So I'm just looking ahead a little, making sure I don't mess up. Um, so he's marked off. He's marked off. Okay. Um, my next pick I'm going to take is going to be. You know what? I'll do it again. I'm gonna go cover boy Jazz Chisholm.
Okay, good pick.
Uh, kind of same thing there, and you'll see later why he was basically my only choice there.
Okay.
Um, and now I'm going to go. That would lock me in there, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go with. Whew, this is the toughest pick for me because I don't want to screw myself because I know exactly what I want to do. Um, I'm in between two players. So give me one. That basically gives you that guy. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to take another one of my personal favorite players, and that is Trey Turner.
All right.
Not really on my original draft board right there, but I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I know what I wanted to do, and I shouldn't have done it. Dang it. Hello?
What's up?
Okay,
I'm here.
sorry. I heard some beeping, and you went away for a second, but we're good.
All
All right.
right. All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's a
wish.
great pick. I love Trey. I'm happy you took him though. Not to freak you out,
Yeah, I
but
know, but just trust me. I could have went with another guy there, but it's okay.
oh, big trust, big trust. All right. Um, so if I take this, I know for sure it locks that. This would be good. Should I go for this? Let's do. Don't need to go for that now. Oh man,
I
the
think I'm so
stress of
good.
these drafts really get to me, man. Oh, cannot believe you took a rise still. All right, so this next pick, I am going to go with, let me just double check on this, on my little sheet here. Yeah, I'm going to go left field Brandon Nimmo.
Okay,
All right,
not bad.
so go ahead and get a Met in there because, you know, we'll get to those pods about our predictions, but not very high on them this season. So it's nice to get that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I wanted. No, it's not.
That no, it can't be that. Um, all right.
I really messed myself up.
And then I'm going to go with another one that's kind of surprising. All right. You'll probably not be expecting this one. I am going to take. Do I? Do I? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Josh Bell. Josh Bell. And he is going to be automatically placed into my DH spot.
Fair. All right.
I'm happy with that pick.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to choose right now.
I have one from each team right now.
I know, but I'm filling mine out of like basically ones I know that I'm getting because you can't, and seeing
Right.
what decision I have to make. So these last few picks are going to go pretty quickly. Oh, I know what I can do. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Right? I don't think I have anybody else I want from their team. I have 2 picks, correct?
Correct. Yep.
So I'm missing one person from their team is a problem. Okay. So I'm just one player off. You already took Bell. Yeah, I'm going to end up having one player on my team I do not like at all. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and go with. Sorry, bro. I think I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to like that I did it. But I'm going to go with Jeff McNeil.
All right.
Um,
Your
which
second baseman,
puts
which
Arias in
locks
my
in
DH.
Arias at DH.
Oh, I did forget something, and I know we can't go back. I forgot that our rules could change because I think he's going to play more second base than DH, so I didn't really mean to do that. But oh well, that's not till halfway through the year. And
Right.
I can move him to second, right, and drop whoever's there.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's
For
fine.
sure.
All right. So he's locked. You can't take him. Let me make sure he's not a DH. If he's a DH, I really should have went a different way here. Oh man, I messed up. Oh, I messed up big time there. I mean, maybe not messed up, but no, I didn't. What am I, dude? I keep doubting myself. Yeah, I should have doubted myself because I'm an idiot. God, that Ruiz pick got in my head. Dang it! If I didn't take Jeff McNeil there, I had the perfect plan. I just didn't execute it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with. Do you have your DH already? Am I allowed to
I
ask you?
do. I
Okay,
do. Yep.
okay. So I can still get him. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with left fielder. Probably didn't expect this guy getting drafted, but it is Brandon Marsh.
All right. I love it.
Um, yeah, I could have. I'll see at the end if I would have liked the alternate path to that instead.
Oh. By the way, oh, never mind. I was about to say he is available at center field, but you already have Jazz. All right, cool.
Right.
All right, cool. So now I got two. Don't need to take that right now. Well,
My team's gonna have one glaring weakness. That's what that'd be.
man, I could go many directions here.
I messed up. I mean, I'll admit it. I messed up.
All right, so
So I need to decide what I'm doing here.
All right. I know I want this. So my pick is going to be third base, Jake Berger.
Okay, good pick.
All right, so that's done with my Marlins. And then I'm gonna go
Man,
ahead and take what?
it's tough.
This
I'm
is
just
tough,
curious.
man.
I'm just curious if the other path I know exactly how to play it out. There'd have been one different, and it's kind of like your decision you made in the previous draft, where I just don't know if I would like this or that better.
Right.
I'm basically doing the opposite of what you did.
All right, and for this pick, because we basically don't have any overlaps right now, besides pitcher to come. So I'm just gonna pick the guys I want. I want center fielder Michael Harris.
Great pick.
Michael Harris the second, to be exact.
Yeah.
And that takes care of my number for the Braves. All right.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I didn't take him is because I had two Braves players that are better, but I mean he's very good. So I'm not exactly sure what all I'm missing,
You are missing a
but
catcher, first baseman, right fielder, and starting pitcher.
yeah, I know. But I'm saying I'm missing something here. Like I think I'm gonna have to end up taking somebody I didn't really want to take, but let me just look and make sure that I don't want to go this route. Yeah, I can't because you took the only one there. Okay. Man, this is really tough. I'm just gonna save it to. I mean, it'd be crazy if we ended up going that same path. I wish I could see yours. I should have wrote it down. Feel free not to answer. Do you have any nationals besides Ruiz?
Um, do I have any nationals besides? Oh no, I do not. Sorry, I was like trying to think about it.
All right. I mean, I know those two players. Basically, I'm deciding right now what I want. I mean, I don't have another choice, so I guess I have to do it this way. All right, I'm just going to draft. There's really no strategy to this. I'm going to take Lance Thomas in right field, who I actually really, 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 really believe in. Obviously, I would have taken Acuna instead, but I actually think he is a freaking stud.
Talking about Lane Thomas.
What'd I say?
You said Lance.
Oh, my bad. My bad, Lane. Yeah.
The right
Um,
fielder, you took Lane Thomas. Okay.
yeah. And then, I mean, honestly, since you don't have a pitcher, like, I guess I should go ahead and take this guy because you can't get the other ones. Um, again, worst part of my team right here, but this is where I messed up with the McNeil because I wanted a Mets pitcher instead. But hey, it is what it is at this point, you know.
Right.
Let me make my final decision here, and then I'll have. Don't worry, my team's going to shape up really well. It's just I can't decide.
All right. I'm actually really happy with this because whatever you choose right here, I can adjust to. I have an initial plan, but I can adjust. I've put myself in a great position.
Yeah, you did.
Way happier with this draft.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, I guess.
No, I am.
The bad part is I'm between two players that you probably wouldn't expect me to be between
Pause.
because honestly, they're on the same team.
Okay.
I just bet you wouldn't have expected that. Just looking at a few projections here. You know what? I'm just gonna go with it. I'm taking Josiah Gray, my pitcher.
Okay. All right. So you just did your nationals back to back.
Yeah. Looking back, I wanted. Well, I guess I don't know what all you have, but I wanted the Mets pitcher instead. But sometimes life doesn't work out the way you want it to.
Well, it's my turn now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm very glad that you did not take him because I am taking Kodai Singa.
Well, I couldn't because I put myself in this situation, but
Yep, I'm very glad that I was able
I,
to
I took Jeff McNeil instead.
grab him. And then my next pick is going to be Mr. Swag, Bryson Stott.
Did not expect him to get drafted either.
Love Bryson Stott.
Okay.
Having him with Bryce also just feels right.
All right. So is this my final two picks?
Final two picks, and then I have Mr.
Okay.
Irrelevant.
So my catcher, I'm going to take Francisco Alvarez, who I actually think is pretty good. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, really, that was a good pick with Ruiz. And then last, I'm going to pick the reason I was willing to pass on Harper because it freed me up for Brazen. Matt Olson led the league in home runs last year. Absolute stud.
Oh, I 100% agree. 100% agree. But,
Yeah, if he was
I mean,
eligible he plays a very good first base, but if he was eligible for DH, this draft would have been so much different.
100%.
Bryce.
Oh, man. All right. Well, my Mr. Irrelevant, I have one more position that needs to be filled, or one more team, basically, and it is the Nationals. I'm going to take CJ Abrams.
Yep, that's who I. My other plan was to take Abrams instead of Turner,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would have either been able to take Zach Wheeler, or I'm going to take JT
Wheeler.
and still end up with. So that's what I couldn't decide.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy with getting CJ Abrams. I think he's a young stud, and obviously filling shoes on this team is key because the Nationals are not great.
All right, well, that is our draft. I'm gonna go over my team first since you had the first pick, and we'll make some comments and stuff. We will talk about this more extensively. Again, leave a comment. Who do you think has the best team? Who do you think's underrated? We'll go over our notable misses after we both go through our teams. But all right, I'll just start and go around the horn. Catcher Francisco Alvarez. I do think he's a solid player. Like, nothing too amazing, but I think he's pretty good. First base Matt Olson, one of the best players in the league, one of the best first basemen in the whole MLB.
Agreed.
It's kind of rude to be typing while I'm talking, but it's okay. I'll forgive you. Jeff McNeil, second base. Who knows? He could be great. He could be terrible. He's kind of all over the place. Or maybe he's just average. That's a question mark for me. Third base, Austin Riley. There are very, very few players in the MLB I would rather have on my team than Austin Riley. I almost think he's in that second tier of he's not the superstar, but he's right below them.
Mm-hmm.
Shortstop Trey Turner. I love Trey Turner. Maybe a little bit of a biased pick. Thought about going Lindor there. We'll get to that in a minute. Left field. I have Brandon Marsh. Love the flow. Love the guy. He just, honestly, he mashes and plays great defense. Then I have center field Jazz. Again, put him on the cover of the show. I'll take him in this draft. And, he's just poised for a better year this year. Again, doesn't play shortstop. We were just kidding. And right field, Lance Thomas, a.k.a. I think he's a very promising prospect. Not really prospect anymore, but very promising young player for the Nationals. He hits pretty well. And DH, I have Luis Arias, who can move around a little bit. Was flirted with 400 last year. And I feel like there was a weird sentiment, because he didn't end up batting 400. People felt like he wasn't great, but he still had an incredible year. And then pitcher is Josiah Gray. So obviously that's where he's not bad.
So excited.
He's a middle of the rotation guy, and we should have aces on our teams, and I ended up with him. Which your pitcher's not, for sure locked in incredible A's either, so it makes me feel a little better. But
I don't know, man.
He's better than Gray. But just remember, these teams are not just facing each other, they're facing all the other teams. So if you haven't checked out our other division drafts, please be sure to check them out. If you're listening to this before the next one comes out, you can look on our Instagram, our Twitter. We have the schedule posted there of all the drafts. So let us know what you think. I like my AL East team better than this one. Again, we're just going in order. But as of right now, I have this team ranked second on mine. What was my biggest miss, Teddy, or biggest thing you liked, depending on how nice you want to be?
I think you did put yourself in a hole taking Josiah Gray. I think that I always tier the pitchers when we're going into this, and I had him on the bottom tier of eligibles. Um, it's no disrespect to him. It's
As
just,
did I.
you know, pitching, especially with our scoring and everything, wins and losses are going to matter. And I think being on a team like the Nationals, it'll be tough on the kid. Um, but I mean, you had a good draft. I think that
Thanks, man.
I still like my team better. But at the same time, I think I'd put this team ahead of my AL East team. Just
Okay.
initial feel. Looking at my AL East team right now, I mean, it's a lot closer than I thought. But I still really like my team. I'll run through it. Catcher, Cabert Ruiz. I mean, look, I'm a Philly head, but I like to pride myself on not being biased. I think that he is the best catcher in the division now. I do. I genuinely do.
I
And
I just want to say on behalf of Philly fan, that's just disrespectful to JT. I
sorry,
He's not better.
I believe that. And being able to snatch him on a horrible Washington team
He's good. Don't get me
is
wrong. He's not
incredible to
good.
me. I was so scared I was not going to get him. First base, I got my boy Bryce Harper. I mean, I want to kiss the man on the lips. I'm so glad that you let him fall to me. That is so exciting. Who'd you take second overall? So I know you took Reyes. Who'd you take second?
I took
Was it
Austin
Riley?
Riley, but I mean, basically, keep in mind, I was taking Matt Olson by not taking Harper.
I agree. I'm just really glad that you did that. Second base, Bryson Stott. I mean, I love Bryson Stott. I'm very high on the kid. I think he's just going to keep getting better and better and better and better. I mean, he's just cool, calm, collected, just electric factory. I love Bryson Stott so much. A little bit of homer in that. Third base, Jake Berger. I don't think the Miami Marlins are really that good, but I do think that Jake Berger is a very good player. And I mean, once you took Riley, I mean, like the only other option there was Alec Bohm, but with Bryce
Hey,
Harper already taken, I could have
Nick,
gone in so many different directions with Philadelphia
you could have
that I
gone.
wanted to take Jake Berger.
You could have gone Nick Senzel comeback season also.
I choose to be nice and not comment on that. Shortstop, I
He's
took
not.
C.J. Abrams, Mr. Irrelevant, Washington National player. Very happy with that. I think that he is a young stud, and again, same thing with Cabert. I think it's great to snatch up a good Nationals player whenever there aren't many. Um, Left field, Brandon Nimmo. I mean, moving to left field, I think Brandon Nimmo is I mean, he's really good. Unfortunately for me, I don't like the Mets, but he's very good. Very happy with that. Center field. Uh, when I was looking at the list and everything, like, look, you took Jazz. I don't want to diminish your pick, but dude, Michael Harris to me, he's by far the best center fielder in this
Well,
division.
and again, to
Like,
clarify, I did have him number one as well, but I
yeah,
had
you
right.
had Riley and Olsen. I
Yeah,
understand that,
I
but
didn't have a
yeah,
choice.
I'm very happy with Harris falling to me.
Really, my
Um,
only other choice there was Brandon Marsh, but left field I didn't like either.
right. Uh, and then right field. Acuna, my number one pick. What am I supposed to do? Like, you have to.
I'm
It
just
wasn't
saying,
even up to me at that point.
I really let you off the hook with Phillies fans. I mean, they
I
still
mean,
might
that's
be mad
fine.
if he's on your because when they just see it, if they don't watch the order you take them, like it won't show. We're not going to post the order necessarily. They're going to be very confused.
They're gonna be like, wait, how did he end up with Bryce and Acuna, and he picked first overall?
No,
So
they're just going to
DH,
think I was a Braves fan.
I took Josh Bell. I mean, switch hitter. You know, I love switch hitters. I've always been a fan of Josh Bell's, and
I've
Miami
not.
is kind of in Washington Nationals like sphere where they're not
Didn't
good.
he come from the National?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
like I'm saying that,
yeah. I'm saying
he's a good player.
he's the same exact player to me, except now he actually they need him to be like Washington was just like try your best.
Right. And then starting pitcher, balled out his rookie season, Kodai Senga, like balled out. And I think that he's only going to improve from there. I'm very excited to be able to get him.
Tough division.
Um, it is a tough division, but when you got the Marlins and the Nationals, I think that
True. I guess the Mets are the
I think I'm
13th
okay
seed.
with that.
Yeah.
Right. So Yeah, I'm very happy with my team. Is there any glaring miss that you see on my team?
On your team?
Yeah,
No, no. I'm looking at your roster. Obviously, Abrams. We'll see how well he does. Again, they when they move him to lead off, he hit a little better. Josh Bell, you don't really know what you're getting. Singa was great, but we've seen pitchers not. I mean, you're way higher on Ruiz than I am, but he's a solid for a catcher. Jake Berger is fine. You have to have a Marlins player. But yeah, I mean, really, that's it. If Abrams takes a step up, your team's going to be insane. And
yeah,
Nimmo, he can continue to be consistent. But I mean, Acuna, Harris, Stott, Harper, like, I personally, and maybe it's just like, I don't know. I was going to say something, but I don't want you to get mad, but just take it however you want. I still think your AL East team is better, but that's not really the point of the draft because you can only draft what's available. I think this team
right.
just has higher, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it has a higher range of outcomes.
Yeah, I can see that. I will say that if you were thinking about taking Singa, I was also going to take Josiah Gray. So I do think that Josiah Gray is a good young player.
Well, I thought about really getting in depth and going Patrick Corbin, because if he's good at all, they're going to trade him instantly. So I could just refresh after that. But I went with the guy that actually could be promising.
Well, I just knew I needed a Met and a National, so I had Singa and Abrams as my number one choice, but then I had Josiah Gray and Lindor as my number two.
Yeah,
And along with those lines, we can look at some misses. Um, I do think that Francisco Lindor is a huge miss.
yeah, I
I
should have
think
picked him instead of Turner or McNeil.
I think he's right behind Trey Turner as the best shortstop in the league
Yeah,
or in the division. Sorry.
that was one of those. I'd
So
rather cheer for Trey Turner than Lindor. Just being honest.
yeah, I understand that. Second base, Ozzy Albies. I know that he's on a stacked team, but I mean,
I
he's a stud. Honestly, I think he's better than Arias. Arias just gives you more because he's on a worse team,
I
so
don't think
like
he's
it
better.
matters more, and he also is eligible for DH.
Who
But
is
I
the
think he's
fourth?
better.
Who is the fourth Brave? We have Acuna, Riley, Olson, and
Michael
Harris.
Harris. Yeah.
I wouldn't put Ozzy over any of them. So I don't. It's a
That's
miss.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Pete
and I love
Alonso at
Ozzy,
first base. Pete Alonso. I don't like Pete Alonso personally.
dude. I thought. See, I
But
was.
for a Met,
Yeah. So again, a little behind the scenes here. I was thinking if I would have went Harper, there was a chance if you went Riley, you would have realized, oh crap, I already have too many Braves. So you would end up with Pete Alonso. So I'm very glad we didn't get him. He's donating $1,000 for every home run he gets. So he's going to donate like what, $40,000. That's pretty cool to animal shelter or something like that. So
oh really?
yeah, that's a nice little gesture by
Oh,
him.
shouts out Pete. I
I
take
think
back me saying I didn't like him.
no, he's been kind of try hard and kind. I get the tendencies of not like him, but
It's the way he
really,
carries himself.
yeah, but he's not like a bad person. I just don't prefer him.
Right. For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that I think Schwartz, you know,
I wanted to go Schwarbs at
was a
DH.
miss.
That's what I was debating. If I go Schwarbs at DH,
Eligible at left field too, even though he's never not going to play there. But
yeah, I end up
yeah,
getting more. But yeah, I think that was a better job by us overall. So good job. We will keep you guys updated. We appreciate it. And Teddy, take us out of here.
all right, love y'all.